Scotland!
Water!
When people think of Scotland, they usually picture something like this. Scotland is renowned for its abundance of clean, fresh water and scenic waterways, but many here don't realise the impact of climate change in their own backyards. In fact, some Scots joke that global warming will finally give us decent summer holidays.
In reality, Scotland is experiencing extreme weather more frequently, leading to increased periods of intense rainfall and longer and hotter dry periods. Studies show the UK as a whole is 9% wetter in the last decade than it was between 1961 and 1990, and that Scotland has experienced the greatest increase in rainfall.
Meanwhile, drought is predicted to affect up to 50% of prime agricultural land in Scotland over the next few decades. In fact, 2020 was simultaneously the third warmest, 8th sunniest and 5th wettest year since comparable data collection began in 1884.
And herein lies the problem. A region that experiences longer dry periods, even drought, as well as periods of more intense rainfall, can be more susceptible to flooding.
But why is this even happening? And how does it affect Scotland?
Global warming is a well-known concept. Rainfall is determined by two things: how warm the air is and the movement of weather patterns. Warm air can hold more moisture, and for every 1 degree rise in temperature, clouds can hold about 7% more water. And that extra water has to come down at some point.
And the problem is set to get worse. The UK predicts future weather patterns using the latest set of UK climate projections. Summers are going to be warmer and drier, winters milder and wetter. This means extreme weather events will increase in both seasons, leading to more flooding.
We're going to look at one of the impacts from that rainfall. And it's one that you might not want to look at. Sewage spills.
In February 2020, Scotland experienced more than double the expected rainfall. The first quarter of 2020 also saw the highest volume of sewage spills in Scotland for the period 2016 to 2021. These spills are part of an intentional design in the UK's Victorian sewage systems. Combined sewer overflows, CSOs, were designed to prevent sewage backing up into people's homes and populated areas during potential blockages or unexpected increases in sewage flow. Rather than flooding people's homes with sewage, the system releases untreated waste into waterways.
And that system was built for a smaller population at a time when global warming wasn't having the unpredictable effects on rainfall that we see now.
Scottish Water serves around 5 million people in 2.49 million households, maintaining enough sewer pipes to go around the UK coastline 3 times, as well as 1,800 wastewater treatment plants and 3,700 CSOs.
As a result of current demands and increasing intense rainfall, the frequency and volume of spills from CSOs is increasing, as much as a 40% increase over the period 2016 to 2021. In July of 2021, in Edinburgh, half of the monthly rainfall fell in just 1 hour, causing the CSOs to release sewage into the streets. While a resident in Perth and Kinross reported sewage flowing into his driveway, Scottish Water is only required to monitor 3% of overflow sites, so the true scale of the problem may be far greater.
Untreated sewage impacts the physiochemical and biological aspects of our waters. Sewage can contain very high levels of nitrogen and phosphorus, which can give rise to algal blooms. These blooms can kill off many other species living in the water, reducing biodiversity and impacting water quality.
Sewage also poses a health risk to human populations, either through direct contact or through contaminated water usage.
Not to mention the intense smell that can afflict communities. In addition, there are economic impacts to be considered. There are cleanup costs, business closures, increased insurance premiums, and the loss of processed sludge for use in agriculture.
So what measures are in place?
The Scottish Environmental Protection Agency is in charge of ensuring Scottish Water complies with environmental laws and standards, but despite continuous spills, little action has been taken against them. In 2016, Scottish Water was fined only £19,000 for releasing untreated water into the Clyde. Increased monitoring of sites is also required. Currently, only about a third of Scottish Water sewer licences were checked for compliance.
A number of mitigation and adaptation strategies should be employed to ensure sewage spills are reduced across the country. As well as reducing greenhouse gas emissions more broadly to slow rising temperatures, outdated sewage infrastructure can be improved to deal with higher flow volumes.
Increasing public awareness that this issue is happening here and now and will only get worse is crucial. This is done through campaigning, teaching, and social engagement to highlight the issue.
Public perception has shifted slightly since COVID lockdowns, when many people seeking outdoor swimming spots realised their pristine waterways weren't as clean as they thought. But in general, awareness is underdeveloped.
Long-term strategies by the Scottish Government includes ongoing studies on flood resilience, raising awareness through the Living with Flooding Action Plan, and the Scottish Climate Change Adaptation Programme, which follows an outcome-based approach derived from the UN's Sustainable Development Goals.
SDG 6 aims to ensure availability and sustainable management and sanitation of water for all. However, Scotland has a long way to go to ensure the clean and effective management of its water.